Mustang GT in for enhanced detail along with a new car protection package. So full track coatings near enough over the full exterior and interior treatment as well. Slow start, it's been a busy first day, wheels off on the ramp, full decontamination and the polishing has begun. But tricky forward paint, it's very soft, it's metallic black, it's got a very small blue flake in it, which is really nice, but it's just a little bit tricky to get the combination right, but it's coming up nicely. So show you what we've got going on at the moment. Wheels are off, they've been fully cleaned and decontaminated. One of them is off for refurb. It's got a small curb line that the customer wanted to remove while it's in, so we've sent that off to our trusted refurb guys. And the second thing is just have a look at how gorgeous this car is. Mustang GT, 5 litre, got a few tasty little mods on it as well. It's got the satin black decals down the middle. I have masked this up, but you can just see there is a dark lime green edge, so it looks like it's got a matte black with a green stripe going down over the roof and the boot lid, as well as obviously over the bumpers. But it's absolutely monster of a car, all blacked out, murdered out kind of car. It's got the GT spoiler on as well, and he has actually had a full exhaust system put on, so it does sound rather tasty, as well as lowering it slightly and fitted some hub-centric spaces, so it's got a really wide stance. But it's an absolute beautiful car. It's going to be a real nice turnaround, so keep posted. I'll show you throughout the process. Cheers. So quick update while we are polishing the driver's side of the car. Door, wing and top half is complete. Looking a lot better. There's a few areas need to sort out. It's very finicky paint. You almost have to do a two-stage to get the right results. But coming across the rear quarter, now this is a high impact zone for swirls. High impact for, can't talk today. High impact zone for stone chips. If we look closely, you've got quite a lot of light stone chips scattered across, and to be honest, quite a lot throughout the whole lower panel as well. But the amount of defects just on this one panel compared to the rest of the car, which is quite consistent. I mean, this is typical swirls, typical haze, but then down here you've just got rub lines and real aggravation in the paint. So not really sure what's happened here, but I'm probably gonna have to step up the cutting process, just do a light cut, just to remove all this and then refine it down, just get the right result for the customer. He is putting a duct that goes around here to widen the body of the car as well. So it's like an air feed for the wheels, as well as putting that over the rear window as well. So he's not too worried about the stone chips, but he just wants the actual haze removed, so we'll get cracking on that now. But it's coming up nicely. It's very tricky paint. Obviously you can see the difference already. It's looking a lot better. This has been Essentially, it's a single stage machine polish. It should be a single stage machine polish, but it's actually pretty much, because it's very, very soft and very finicky paint, I need a tiny bit of a cut to remove the actual swirls, but then it leaves a light, very, very light haze behind that you can just see. So I'm putting a very, very refining stage afterwards, just to kind of buzz out that final finishing phase. But because it's black, because you can see the defects, it's best to do this now before putting actual solid protection on there, and it's what the customer's kind of looking to achieve. He's not too worried if there's like random deep lines, because there are some over the vehicle, but the main haze, the main bulk needs to be sorted out, so that's what we're doing. But having to use a foam cutting pad, but essentially it's a finishing pad from Roots, it's a yellow finishing pad. But using that with a combination of a light polish is actually cutting out the main swirls, but it's leaving a light haze. So we have to jump it down to a white finishing pad from Roots, and that is just enough to finish out and make the clear paint and what the end result, what we want. So tricky one, but it's a beautiful car. It's got a very, very light blue flake to it, but it's quite hard to see, so I'll try and get some in the after footage later on. Lots of work still to do. It's Tuesday afternoon. Working on the driver's side, still got the passenger side to sort out, but the bonnet, roof and majority of this is sorted out, so it's looking good. It's just very, very tricky paint to work with, so I'll keep you updated. Cool. Okay, on the final part of the polishing on the Mustang, just working the rear end and have the driver's rear quarter sort as well, removing the number plate. There's quite a few, if you can just catch the light, some deep marks that look like where the number plate sat and just rubbed against it over the vinyl and over the paintwork. So we'll do a very, very light cut just on these areas, just try and rectify those as much as possible. It's going to be a bit tricky because they're very small areas to work with, and obviously you've got to avoid the vinyl wrap as well. But just have this section to do up here, the gloss black trim, which is always tricky to sort out, and then we have the driver's rear quarter, and then we are ready to panel up and down and get it ready for coatings. So a little update on the Mustang. It's Thursday evening, just gone 6 o'clock. The wheels have just been coated inside out, the arches cleaned, flushed and dressed. The car is now coated with 2 coats of Carb Pro C-Quartz Professional line as well as the vinyl satin trim coated with Geon trim and the wheels coated with Geon rim. So very, very good turnaround. Car's almost complete, just got to do finishing touches on the interior, apply some leather protection on there as well, and the finishing touches like the exhaust tips and everything like that, but it's looking pretty good. Arches, fully flushed, dressed, clean, that's what we want to see. It's just all the little finishing touches, but we've now restored the clarity and the gloss of the paint. Had an extensive single stage enhancement on this, so it's not perfect, but it's 10 times better than exactly what the customer was looking to achieve. But we've definitely restored a lot of clarity in the paint, and that's what we want to see. Lots of stone chips on this one. This whole area here pitted all the way down the door is all pitted as well. Not sure what the customer used the car for, but it's definitely seen some mileage. It's a fairly new vehicle. I believe it's actually a 67 plate, but it's a definitely well used and abused car in a sense. But what an absolute machine it is. I've just got a few finishing touches to sort out. Put the wheels back on now, and then back in tomorrow to finish all the finishing touches. So, end of the week, the Mustang is now complete sitting waiting collection. It's had an extensive single stage machine polish to remove as many swirls as we can. It was essentially a new car prep, so it does have a light machine polish in the process, but this had quite a few deeper marks, deeper defects that couldn't remove with just a light polish, so we stepped it up a little bit to kind of find a combination that worked with the paintwork. Brilliant results, very happy with how the paintwork's come out. Very tricky paintwork, it's very soft being forward, being black. It has got a very slight metallic blue in there, which is actually really nice when you catch it in the sun. But overall, full safe decontamination followed by single stage machine polish, followed by 2 coats of Car Pro CQ Pro, which is the professional line, so that gives 2-year warranty to the customer as well. Glass and wheels have all been coated. The glass been coated with carbon collected platinum glass, and the wheels have been coated with Geon rim inside and out, so full outside exterior protection. The satin vinyl that runs down the car has actually been coated with Geon rim as well, giving it a little bit of a sheen. But the idea is to get a repellency to it. It's going to repel dirt. Being a matte finish, it's going to things are going to want to stick to it. So putting some solid protection on there is going to really help benefit the car. And essentially every exterior part of the vehicle has been polished, has been coated and protected. Engine bay had a light clean up at the beginning of the week, and the interior has had a full shampoo on the seats and mats, full leather clean on the seats, and then leather protection from Geon as well. So very, very happy with how the car looks. It's very, very, just a monster of a car. Customer's had a few little modifications on there to really kind of make it his own, spaced the wheels out, lowered it a little bit, full exhaust system on there, and he's gone with the black and the green theme around the whole car as well. But it's an absolutely stunning vehicle. So that is now protected, and it should be well looked after by the customer. So look forward to seeing it possibly next couple of months, maybe for a maintenance valet or something like that in the future, but we'll have to see how we go. But if you like the video, please share, like and comment. I haven't had a massive amount of footage on the interior. It just got a head down, got cracked on, got it all sorted and clean and protected. And I've got some after footage going around the vehicle as well, but it's an absolute animal vehicle. Just need to put the number plates back on and then we're good to go. So thanks for watching. Keep posted for the next video. Cheers.